Well, my name is Wissam Abousleiman. I've been a member of IR Global since 2013. My firm's name is Abousleiman and Company. It's a family business that my father started back in 1971. Since joining in 2009, we have now from one employee, we have 40 employees. I'm the managing director, and so far it's been an exciting few years doing this. We are specialists in tax advisory. We help clients from the planning phase and the structuring of their taxes. We help them understand what their tax liabilities and obligations might be depending on the nature of their business. We then help them with the processing of their tax forms, and should there ever be an audit by the tax authorities, we are there by their side, up till the point where we can help clients handle their tax objections and tax claims. We've been very successful doing that. We've done it for several international companies who have operations in Lebanon. We've done it for local businesses, and we've done it in case of mergers and acquisitions, assisting clients on understanding the tax implications of these activities. Other than that, we also specialize in audit and assurance, standard accounting work and compliance. We also provide services in risk management, which means that we do what we would call risk assessments and gap analysis for clients and determine where they have weaknesses within their structures and their internal controls. We advise them on proper corrective measures, developing proper policies and procedures. We would also help with developing an internal audit function. Otherwise, in some cases, they would outsource that function to us. We've also been developing diploma programs. We feel that we have a civic duty towards Lebanon itself to help create more awareness on civic responsibilities, and this is translated into specific diploma programs covering good governance, tax compliance, and public budgeting and spending. These are the first few courses that we are hoping to launch soon. The first one is starting in October, the tax one. It's 8 courses and being held with the Continuing Education Center of American University of Beirut. It's a very attractive course which would introduce candidates on all tax concepts, from sources of income, understanding permanent establishments and residency and how that affects their tax positions, whether they live in Lebanon or outside, to filing and taxes in Lebanon, and to understanding international tax structures and how they can better plan their businesses and their companies, and how they can also deal with key issues like the OECD acts on BEPS and transfer pricing and CRS and so on. Well, Lebanon is a multicultural country. What that means is that from early on, people learn at least 2 or 3 languages. So we're very well spoken, of course, in Arabic, but we're also very good in English and French. Me, myself, I speak German. Other people you might find would speak Spanish or Italian. We have this love for culture and diversity, so you always find us traveling. We enjoy that. It's an attribute of our ancestors, the Phoenicians. And then we have very highly skilled and educated people. Many of our workforce is educated outside. We have some of the best universities in the region, the oldest, one of them being American University of Beirut, which celebrated its 150th anniversary this year. That was quite a big event itself. And we have the best medical institutions in the region. We have a big fashion industry. And as far as the incentives are within the country, when it comes to businesses, what we offer is very competitive tax rates. Our corporate tax is 15%, and our dividends tax is only 10%. So that's really comparably cheap compared to other European or American countries. We also have what we call an offshore regime system. The tax is capped at only about equivalent of some $700, and there's no distribution on dividend tax. It's the same for holding companies. The tax is capped at only $5,000 a year, and there's also no taxes on dividends there. So that's in itself is very attractive for many businesses, and many of the colleagues I've met here have found that very interesting. But the idea of really getting people to be involved in this, it takes time and it takes effort, and continuing to build more and more relationships. Well, I think I've been on the committee now for about 2 or 3 years, and I found it very engaging for me. It taught me a lot of things that I didn't know when it comes to taxes, because when you come from a small country such as Lebanon, and your exposure is pretty limited. But when you go out to see how the world works, whether it's doing business between across the Atlantic or between two countries in Europe, and you see how things get more and more complicated, then it becomes more and more interesting. So that gave me a lot of exposure, and that helped me a lot to focus on and build on some of the material that we're going to be offering in our tax diploma program with AUB next month. Not only that, but I really enjoyed working on the virtual series. The last one we did was Shifting Paradigms. It was quite interesting and exciting, and I'm very much looking forward to the next one.